Hello and welcome to the DojoCast. This is episode 12 of the DojoCast. Happy holidays. Hey guys, I'm your host Adrian and I'm joined today by my co-host Josh Oakes, or We493 as you may know him. He's another part of the Digital Dojos. So what's up, Josh? How are you?
Pretty good. How are you?
Doing good. It's getting close to the holidays. What, about 5 days for me and 4 days for, or not 4 days for you, sorry, 6 days for you? Is it the 19th still?
It's after midnight, so it's 5 days.
Oh yeah, 20th. Yeah, so 5 days, rolling up on the holidays, guys. It's probably the episode we're gonna have for you before Christmas, because you're on winter break now, right, Josh?
Yeah.
Alright, yeah, so what do you get, 2 weeks off?
We go back on the 3rd of January.
3rd, yeah, same here. I think, yeah, 3rd for us also. 4th is on my birthday. Yeah, we go back on my birthday, which is the 4th for me. So, like we said, this is going to be our episode before the holiday season, or before, Christmas and all that. So we have some gift guides for you guys at the end of the podcast, but we want to get the news out. And as you can see, obviously, we're on video. This is the first edition of the video podcast for the Digital Dojos. We'll be rolling this out via iTunes and as well as on YouTube because of the new YouTube passed the 15-minute limit. It only used to be available to partners, but now they've rolled it out for some members on YouTube. So this will be over at youtube.com/digitaldojos. Alright guys, so let's get right into the news, and our first story of the day is dealing with some Apple news, coming from the unofficial Apple weblog. The Mac App Store is set to open January 6th. Now this is, they talked about this, what conference was that they talked about it? What was the conference called? I totally forgot what the conference was called. But they talked about this a couple months back. Basically, they're taking the iOS, whole platform and kind of doing a full circle around, so they're bringing it to the Mac, and the Mac App Store is actually gonna be available in 90 countries. It's gonna feature games, productivity apps, and a whole lot more. Basically, it's gonna be the App Store on your iPhone, on your iPad, brought to your Mac, so you can play Angry Birds on your Mac. You can get Pages and Keynote and all that stuff. You can buy it's gonna be a place where you can buy these apps all in one place. But what's your opinions on the whole App Store for the Mac? Do you think it's really going to be... There goes my Mac, but... do you think this is going to be a really big hit for people who are already using the App Store on the iOS platform?
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. One of the things that's really nice about Ubuntu is the application center, where you can just, find a list of apps and then go through and install them. I'm not sure how this is going to play out, really. If this will be the place that everyone goes to get apps. Because I already read some problems, you might have seen this too, about some applications having trouble because, the way they, have you register or something isn't allowed by the service. So, some apps might have to give up some things or whatever to be accepted into the App Store. I think it just kind of depends on how strict the restrictions are.
Yeah, like they are already for the iPhone and the iPad and all that.
Yeah.
Definitely. So I have, like I said, the iOS devices here. I have the iPod Touch. So they're basically doing a full circle around. This is actually a disabled iPod Touch. I have to restore this for a friend. But basically they're gonna be They're gonna be doing a full cycle so that your apps on your iPad, your iPhone, and this is my iPhone right now. You can see I have to get a new LCD here for my iPhone 4. It fell and cracked screen. But basically they're gonna be doing a full cycle so that Are you thinking they're gonna be you're playing Angry Birds on your iPhone, your iPad, you can pick up on your Mac? Is that how it's gonna play out, or are they gonna be you think the game saves will be universal?
Well, I think that'll be up to the developers. I mean, they could probably do that now currently. I think that'll be up to the developers, not nearly as much as up to Apple.
Yeah. And this will be featuring free and paid apps, and of course this will just be an easier way to kind of look through the apps. Like Josh said, the Ubuntu store has the, what's it called? Is it the Ubuntu One store? Is it something like that?
I'm not sure. Or kind of like I use this. I think it's iUseThis.com.
Oh yeah. Where they feature a whole bunch of different apps that you can use. So yeah, basically it'll be a collection of apps. It's set to hit January 6th, so that's just nearly the end of winter break. So look forward to that. That'll be coming up soon. Alright, let's move into some social media news. Facebook hauled in a record of $2 billion this year, according to the Atlantic Wire. So insiders at Bloomberg say that Facebook is on track generating a $2 billion revenue in the year of 2010. So the figure smashes the company's own expectations and is more than what the company hauled last year, which was reported $700 to $8 million. $700 to $800 million. According to Bloomberg, the social networks have swelling user base has become irresistible to big game networks like Adidas, JP Morgan, Chase, Coca-Cola, just some of the advertising that, or some of the companies that are advertising with Facebook. And what would you think the main, what do you call it, the revenue stream of Facebook is? Is it, you think it's those games like, Farmville and all that? Or those like paid ads that they have on the side?
Yeah, probably just mostly ads, and maybe, I'm not sure if they get money or not, but like content deals, maybe kind of like selling access to the APIs, like a Firehose type API like Twitter has.
Yeah.
Maybe
But
selling access to
$2 billion. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So it's huge profit, and Facebook is just growing. What is it, like how many users they have? Over 500 million? Is that right?
Yeah, I'm sure it's close to 600 million by now.
It's like the third largest country if it was a country.
Yeah.
So it's ridiculous. And it says here, display advertising. So Facebook is making gains in the so-called display ads, the banners, videos, and other graphical motions that appear at the top of the website. Users report from Bloomberg. It says it may grab about 9.4% of the market in the U.S. this year from a 6.6%. So it went up pretty, significantly. And I think they even do target ads, do they not? Don't they have, like, if you're interested in this and that, like on Facebook, then they have target ads, if I'm not mistaken? That's what I've heard.
Yeah.
So, it's just, again, targeted marketing. So, people are more likely, if you're interested in computers or soccer and they have those ads pertaining to that type of gear, then you're more likely to click it. So, definitely huge revenue for Facebook there. So that's an interesting story here. But moving on to some Google news here. Google rolls out the shared spaces using what's based off the Wave technology. So Google Labs basically is a feature, or it's like a basically, what would you say, beta market, like a place for their beta applications.
Yeah.
Or their projects, I guess. Is that a good way to put it?
Yeah,
but,
like stuff they'd like to introduce, but not sure how it'll be accepted, kind of.
Yeah, but the user base and... Alright, sorry, go ahead.
Or it's still kind of in the making, kind of beta, yeah.
Yeah, and that's what Gmail was in Google Labs for, like, how long? Like, years?
Yeah, well, Gmail was in beta for a long time.
Oh, they're not Labs, yeah. Beta. But, quietly they released what they called shared spaces, which is based off the Wave technology for the whole collaboration and everything like that. But as soon as it's open to the general public, basically you are allowed to create a space with collaborative gadgets and a chat box inside. And it's going to be simple, it's going to be, obviously it's elegant, and you can grab a gadget from the gallery of 50 that already exist, and then paste like a spaces URL into a chat window, email, message, tweet, or anything, or any other type of content sharing platform. So if you already know JavaScript, you can create your own gadget and then rapidly build a space around it, inviting all to participate. So it says Google here didn't say when the semi-closed shared spaces beta will be available for everybody, but it's nice to know that there's yet another form of Google Wave that will exist. So it's kind of sad when, Wave went down. I guess there was a lot of hype built up for it. How long did you use it, Josh? I know me and you only used it not too long, and then we just didn't use it at all.
Yeah, just like a week. I just launched it right now to see. I have 6 waves, 7 waves.
Yeah. I haven't even. I don't even know if I guess the login's still the same, but I don't remember the last time I was on it. But I don't know. Do you think this will be really something big? Shared spaces? Do you think something people will actually really use? The technology is great, but there's already stuff that's out there that does the same thing. Is there not, like Zoho Office and all that?
Yeah, did they say if it's gonna be part of anything like Gmail or just standalone?
It's standalone, I guess, right now. I guess maybe it'll be something you can add in Gmail through Labs. You can add it as like an add-on, I guess.
It just seems kind of like a bad idea since Wave's like a better featured version of that.
Yeah, this kind of seems kind of stripped down. But I guess maybe that's what they're aiming for, not a full-on...
Yeah.
Just a stripped-down version.
Still, the fact that it's separate is a big deal,
Yeah.
Because if you're using something separate anyway, you'd probably rather it be better featured.
I guess, and since it's like, I guess they're aiming towards, like, I don't know, like, spaces, like, works, I don't know if, how exactly they're trying to market it, but definitely something to look forward to. And again, they say that it's not out for the general public yet, but it will be soon, and we'll have to see how it goes. We'll definitely check that out and get a review up or something once it comes out. All right, but let's move on to some more social media news. A lot of social media news this week. All right, so on the topic of Twitter and yet another revenue-based model, is Twitter really worth the $3.7 billion? So the news that Twitter is now worth, on paper at least, $3.7 billion, it's with a B, has left some observers shocked. It says here that a company that is not so profitable will be worth so much. Clearly, the value is in its potential. Twitter has added more than 100 million members in this year alone, thanks to a largely focus on mobile apps, which is, the iOS platform, the Android platform, the BlackBerry, all that stuff. So it says here, and a quote from Evan Williams, one of the co-founders of Twitter, it says you don't have to tweet to be a great Twitter user. It's really kind of, it's that simple, 140 characters or less. Post status updates. There's a lot of celebrities using it now. A lot of different websites are using it for customer service. They're using it for many huge array of reasons. But it says here, over time, Twitter hopes to change its advertiser base on the renaissance. I guess the renaissance of ad resonance of ads, a metric that makes into account retweets, at replies, clicks on links, and many more ways that the Twitter users can interact with a tweet. And so far, it appears companies are buying into the system. There could be a problem in the store, of course. For example, the fact that HP owns the hashtag Apple, or the hashtag Apple hashtag, on Twitter raises questions about whether or not companies should be able to own rivals' brands within the service. But those things, obviously will be ironed out. That's just all political stuff. But, that's pretty shocking. $3.7 billion, Josh. Did you have any estimate about what do you think, or what you thought they would be worth,
No. That seems pretty reasonable, though, considering how active the users are.
Definitely.
What makes a website worth anything is the number of users and how active they are.
And tons of people are tweeting how it is.
Yeah, and it says they've added more than 100 million members this year. That's a ridiculous number. I mean, compared to Facebook, even adding a fifth of the number of users of Facebook in a year is
pretty significant.
Yeah. So, in no time at all, this should be close to Facebook numbers.
Yeah, but do you see it as like what do you call that? How are advertisers really going to benefit off Twitter? Because I've tried the whole advertising through Twitter thing. I guess when people post links, that's one of the great things Twitter is used for. You can post a link out to your new video, but you think advertisers really have a huge market in Twitter and to the Twitter users?
I think there is potential, but I don't think any of them have really been using it too well. They could do little promotion things, like first 10 people to retweet this or something, get a free taco at Taco Bell or something,
Yeah.
They could do some interesting stuff like that would, because then you retweet it and then 100 of your followers see it.
Yeah.
They just got, for the price of a taco, they just got advertising to 100 people.
True. Whatever your follower base is, an automatic number that it would go out to.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So I think there's definitely ways for advertisers to do well on Twitter, but currently it's not a great platform for them to advertise on. I wouldn't think so.
Alrighty then, so let's move on to a next story of the day, and this is from CNET. Now, this is the top 20 most wanted features for iPhone 5. So before the show started, me and Josh were actually talking about the iPhones. We're talking about, when did you say you would estimate the next iPhone would be coming out?
Probably June or July. That's when the last 3 or 4 have been out.
And so
June or July.
You're still on the 3GS, correct? You didn't upgrade to the 4?
Yes.
Yeah, so Josh is on the 3GS. I'm on the 4, as you can see here. I guess you can't really see because the screen is actually really horrible right now. I do need to replace that. But we were talking about, what are we going to see in iPhone 5, when we're going to upgrade? Because Josh, you said you're going to be definitely upgrading to iPhone 5, right? When it comes out.
Yeah. I haven't seen it yet, but just the Apple mentality, I'm probably going to
Yeah, definitely. And, we're trying to get some assumptions, and actually there's a list on the most wanted features from users anyway, and, obviously the writers at CNET, on what they want to see in an iPhone 5. So, Josh, what do you think, what are your what are your favorites from this list, or, anything you want to add on that you want to see in iPhone 5?
A couple of cool things I saw on this list. HD output.
Oh, that'd be nice.
That would be cool. Being able to output 720 or 1080p. I don't know how they would do that without an HDMI.
Yeah,
port.
they would have to add stuff, and Apple's not really into.
And yeah, I think adding a one-use port that would only be used by 5% of people. I don't think they'd be up for doing that. A lot of these on this list are software enhancements.
Yeah, like iOS 5.
And better voice controls and stuff. Faster processor. That'll probably be on there.
Yeah, new A4 chip and upgraded
A4. A better camera, like a better, either higher quality 720p, better quality bit rate and stuff like that. Or I don't think they would do it, but 1080p.
Yeah,
that's pushing it.
There's phones already there. Oh, sorry, that can do 1080p. Is there not?
Yeah, I think so. On this list, it says a 1.5 gigahertz A4, which
1 gigahertz. That's what the iPad runs on. Also, yeah, iPad and iPhone both run 1 gigahertz. It's pretty snappy already.
So if they went to a 1.5, I wonder if that could support
1080p. Yeah, it's true. It's a possibility.
Video. And then what the battery life would be.
Yeah, like. And if you've seen like the new the teardowns of like the iPad and like the iPhone, they're really been focusing on battery, like mainly. The whole half the product is like battery, like, and I don't know if you've seen the MacBook Air, like that's like half of that's battery. I know the iPad has a huge battery, and the iPad's battery life is like what 10 hours that I've gone out of it. My iPhone it lasts me throughout the day.
I think it's getting like that with all products pretty much. We're getting
higher battery life.
The hardware is so small, but it's so powerful
definitely.
and battery technology needs some
definitely. And, that's something we're gonna definitely want to see, because I think it was like when I had 3G, my battery life I had a lot of issues. I don't know how is the 3GS, because I skipped out on the 3GS.
Battery's fine for me. Going a full day, I can easily go through a full day, even with playing some games. If I play a lot of games, like some Angry Birds for a long time, I'll have a low battery, but it's still above 10%.
Yeah.
Around 15 or 20%.
Definitely.
Which is plenty.
Yeah.
Gets through a day. It's
and there's talk about the 4G network, because it could be coming to Verizon. I don't know. I think it'll happen, but I think what do you think? You think iPhone 5 will be on Verizon?
Yeah, probably iPhone 5 for sure.
They'll probably. I mean, if they don't do that 1080p, I'm sure they'll do some sort of increased megapixel. With the whole. With the camera itself, and what is it at? 5 megapixels right now, or 3 megapixels?
I think it's 5 or maybe 7. I think it's 5. They also they'll probably improve the quality on the front-facing camera. They might make the front-facing camera.
Yeah, because right now it's VGA quality, which is like 640 by 480.
Yeah, I could definitely see that.
Especially with the whole push for like FaceTime and all. So. And the whole front-facing camera, which you can't really see on my iPhone, but definitely, yeah. I mean, I want to see the improved home screen. I know me and you talked a little bit about that. A new user interface is kind of getting old. I jailbreak mine, so I get, I guess a more unique interface, but still, the whole, row of icons. What is it? 4 by default, and 4 with a row 4.
Yeah,
it's kind of getting old, It'd be nice to see some sort of new lock screen and stuff.
The only thing is that's kind of Apple.
Simple.
Like Windows, they've changed up the taskbar in the last couple of years, but OS
keeps
10, kind of looks the same. It's got the dock.
True. I think even if they want adding another row would even be nicer. Even if it was just that simple. Because I use the 5.
Yeah, with the resolution being increased and stuff, adding a row would definitely.
Yeah, because on the iPad, it looks really awesome. I jailbroke my iPhone, and what do you call that? That has the 5 rows, even the 5 icons in the dock. Just giving you extra space per page, I guess, would just be a big increase. But definitely a lot of stuff we want to see in iPhone 5. I'm not so sure, like he said, or Josh mentioned, the whole HDMI out and stuff, because, Apple's Jobs isn't really into adding the whole port type thing, into a device. But who knows, maybe they'll make some, sort of connector. You never know what they can do. But definitely, so Josh, you're definitely going to be getting this on launch date when the iPhone 5 comes out. Yeah, can't wait. Probably. So we will obviously have to check in back when when the iPhone 5 more rumors surface out. All right, though. So with that, let's move into our next story here, and this is actually more of a tutorial and some interesting stuff you can check out here at Digital Inspiration. Now, Josh sent me this link, and basically with a new Facebook profile, you can now this isn't this the thing where you have to opt for it, or no, I don't know if you have to opt for it, but you can switch over.
Yeah, I think you can
switch over. Can you switch back? I think you can switch. I'm not sure because I'm still on the old Facebook profile. I think.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I think everyone's still on the old one.
Because it was pushed down. Yeah, because it was pushed out a couple. I don't think they canceled this. Did they? They haven't. Not that I know of. Did they cancel this? Let me go over to Facebook right now. I was actually switch over to the link here.
No, I think it just
opt in. All right, yeah. So, all right. So let me just go back to the story here. Hang on a second. So basically, with the new Facebook profile, you can customize it because it shows basically your avatar on the left with your wall and your info, and then as you can see from this image of Barack Obama. But then you have like certain images I think that show your albums or your recent pictures, and some people have gone really. Go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I was gonna say what it does is on the left. In the left, it shows a big picture of your profile picture, and then on the top of your profile, it shows the 5 most recent photos you've uploaded. Or 5, yeah, the 5 most recent that you've
And what they've done here is the link that Josh sent me. They actually, they take half your face, and then on the big picture, and then the rest, the individual pictures are kind of like cutouts of your eyes. I don't know what that. It's kind of like, it's kind of like rasterized art, right?
Yeah.
In a way, it's kind of like, put together, makes one big picture. And interestingly, in this link, they actually included. Did you say the PSD for Photoshop? Yeah, so you can actually, if you have Photoshop, or I think you can edit those in GIMP too, PSD templates, you can actually put your picture in and sort it out so that your whole face will kind of be, obviously you got to upload all the pictures to Facebook, but it is a very creative way to customize your Facebook profile, compared to your friends, you'll have something very, very unique. Alright, so check that out. This is over at Digital Inspiration, or actually, is their site labnol.org, right? Labnol.org, and we'll leave a link to that in the podcast description. All right, and moving on to our last story before gift guide and what we recommend for the holiday season. Maximum PC wrote an article on is Blu-ray finally hitting its stride. So some interesting stats on Blu-ray here. It says after the victor over the whole HD DVD war versus Blu-ray, was a year ago almost, or about a year ago, right?
I think it was a year and a half, maybe.
Year and a half, yeah. The Blu-ray, which has really skyrocketed since here, it says it has set a pace to exceed over 400 million units at the end of 2010, which is pretty soon, coming up in the close of December. It's a 60% increase jump from 2009, so they've gone 60% up, and that's not even including the PS3 titles, the games and all of that. But it says here, moving forward, we expect to see a continued expansion in BD video production volumes with our forecast, indicating that annual global output will reach 2 billion discs by 2014, says the senior consultant with Future Source, which is, I guess, cooperation with the whole Blu-ray thing in Sony. But, a lot of people are really going 1080p now. They're getting the 1080p TVs, and HD TVs have really gone down in pricing. It says here you can buy a PS3 and that's your Blu-ray player, and I don't know how much are Blu-ray players now. I don't own a Blu-ray player actually.
I know there's ones for less than $100, which is
so they've gone down in price too, right?
Yeah, they used to be like $600. It used to be cheaper to get a PS3. But...
And now you can even rent Blu-ray titles from Netflix and what's that, Redbox? Is that what it's called? Because I'm not in the States.
Yeah, Redbox too. They're only $1.50 from Redbox.
Yeah, so cheap and 1080p, and just the quality is really, really amazing. I think when you first see Blu-ray, I think it kind of gets used. You have to get used to the whole quality though, because it kind of looks so real. I guess because when I'm in the stores, I don't watch too much Blu-ray here because I don't have a Blu-ray player. We have an HD TV, we have a couple, but we never really I want to get a PS3, but is Blu-ray really, are you into the whole 1080p Blu-ray thing, or you don't really care if it's a Blu-ray or just you're really good at 1080p?
Yeah, I'm all about the HD. Whenever whenever we go like rent a movie or something, I always go for the Blu-ray.
Always get the HD title.
Yeah.
Not bad. And you have a PS3, right? So you just play it off of that.
Like the DVDs that do like progressive upscaling and stuff. Those still look pretty good though compared to.
Yeah, look decent.
Yeah, but the Blu-ray you can definitely tell a difference.
Yeah, definitely, especially when I'm in those. In the stores do the whole featuring of the TVs and stuff. 1080p looks ridiculous. And it's like you're watching a whole different movie sometimes. Like when you see one movie and like when you've seen a movie in standard quality and then you see it in Blu-ray. Yeah. It's crazy. So definitely it's a huge number, 400 million by the end of 2010. I think 2011 will be even a better year for Blu-ray and for HD content in general. I'm sure Netflix is having a good year and all of that. And those are really great services now that people don't really. Do you even go? When's the last time you've been to somewhere like what's it called, Blockbuster?
Yeah. Yeah.
I haven't been to. Yeah, I mean I don't have Netflix here, but I mean online, movies, and there's always great content out there now. YouTube's even doing the movie stuff. A lot of different places now you can get movies, Hulu, and all that. But with that, guys, that ends the news for the week. So with that, I want to get into our gift guide with 5 days to the holidays. If you're still doing some last-minute shopping, for that tech person, whoever it is, these are some great services, gadgets, gizmos, whatever you want to get for that person for the holidays. So I guess my picks are kind of doesn't matter boy or girl. This my recommendations for the year of 2010 as it comes to a close. So I'm gonna go ahead with my picks real quick, and then I'll go ahead and let Josh go along with his. But my picks for I got a couple, or I got about three. First off, the iPad. Now this has been something that a lot of people have seen really recommended on the top. I think it's one of the top we call it holiday gifts that have been really shown in the list. I think CNN did one where they featured the iPad as like in the top one. I think it was the number one. iPhone was 2, and I think MacBook Air was 3, something like that. But Apple products really are pretty high up there in the list for multiple sources this year. But iPad, I really think this is a really great device for either obviously girl or guy. It doesn't really matter, but it's a unique device where you can get obviously the Wi-Fi model or the 3G. You'll probably be fine getting the Wi-Fi, which is cheaper. Obviously you're going to need a Wi-Fi network. Where if 3G is more on the go, and you have to get a plan with that for AT&T or anything, or whoever your provider is. But the iPad is really a great gift, just in the fact that they can browse. If you don't want to get them something as like a laptop, they want something more portable. I mean, granted, the iPad is much more slimmer than a laptop would be, and it's just a more personal experience because it's all touch, obviously. And it's an easy interface. If they use an iPod, they use an iPhone, anything like that, it's the same interface. Great for email. The photos works great too. It's multi-touch. The whole screen's really great. The apps, awesome. There's tons and tons of apps that can be installed from, great particle, these effects like this game called Uzu here, or there's just a multiple amount of games that can be installed here, and this is one that's cool. It's kind of like a multi-touch particle effect thing, so really, really cool stuff. And browsing the web, it's really, really great on a screen like this. You get awesome screen space compared to anything like an iPhone or an iPod Touch. So this is definitely going to be my number one pick for the year, depending on which model you want to get, the 16 gigabyte model, 32 gigabyte, or 64 gig. Really just depends on what they're going to be putting on it, because you can put music and all that, different type of stuff. But iPad's definitely going to be my number one pick. Number two, a great gadget for you, iPhone, and I guess this would also work. Does the iPod Touch feature Blu-ray? Or not Blu-ray, sorry, Bluetooth? I don't know if...
I'm not sure.
I don't think it does, but if you are an iPhone user, the Zom. Now this is called, you can go over to zom.com, that's ZOMM.com. This year, great things are coming in small packages, this is, and it's a special holiday offer, 10% off, and free standard shipping, and free gift wrapping if you get it, So this is basically a Bluetooth, it's a wireless leash, basically, what they call it. It's a little hockey puck type size device that you can put on a keychain or anything like that. Has a kind of speaker on it. and you turn it on. It pairs up Bluetooth with your iPhone or any. Yeah, basically this would be mainly used for the iPhone here. And when you get a certain distance away, if you're somebody who tends to leave your phone around, a restaurant, when you're out and about, you may drop anything like that. If you always have your keys on you, because obviously you're going to need your keys, when you're leaving the house, when you're, if your car keys are attached to it, then obviously you're going to need it to get into the car. But, you may leave your phone behind. It's hands-free. The Zom alarms you. It alarms when when the iPhone is kind of a certain distance away. I'm not sure the exact distance here, it doesn't say, but what did you say? Didn't you say Bluetooth has a certain device or certain range?
Yeah, I mean Bluetooth
30
tends to generally work like 30 feet or so. It depends if there's walls or not. If it's outdoors, it'll probably work up to 60 or 90 feet or something, but indoors probably 20, 30 feet.
And so the Zom is really a great device, and also can be used as a safety device because obviously it's a loud alarm. So if you ever have an issue, you can click the button on your keyring, and it's a pretty loud alarm from the reviews I've seen. It's definitely enough to remind you that you left your phone behind or anything like that, or obviously just act as an alarm if you are in any situation where you're gonna need that. So that's definitely a cool item for that tech geek out there, whoever owns an iPhone in your family. Maybe something to check out. And I believe it's not priced too much here. I think it's only free shipping, so I think it's, let me go over to zom.com or the store.zom.com. But as I let that load, I'm going to talk about my, alright, $89. That's kind of pricey, but it's a wireless leash. They have different models here, and they have some different gear here. So, you can get in different colors too. Safety device, hands-free, wireless leash. Do check it out at zomm.com. Right, and my last pick, really, for this year, for Christmas anyways, I would have to say some type of media center device. Really, there's a lot of great products out there now with the Google TV coming out. The Roku boxes are really great for anybody in your family that loves movies, loves, technology in general. You have a computer enthusiast in your house, then definitely something like either I'm, interested in, there's the WD Live. They can get that to hook up an external hard drive to their HD TV. Like I said, the Roku boxes, you can do, I don't know if you can do Hulu on that. I don't think you can do that. But there's Google TV. The Apple TV is a great solution. All these, basically, small boxes you hook up to your TV, HD TV, via HDMI. You can even plug them into the network. And you can download movies, you can rent movies, HD movies, obviously. Really, really great devices for the holidays, just because, something they can use time and time, especially with stuff like the Apple TV. They can get all this content that'll just be coming through them, through the iTunes store, and, they get podcasts for free. Some of them even have the WD Live. You can view YouTube videos from it. Really cool stuff. And definitely something a geek would appreciate. So those are my top 3 picks for the holiday season. And with that, Josh, I'm going to go ahead and let you go along with your gift guide picks for this year.
Okay, I only have 2 picks for this year, but my first one is a backup solution, and it is Mozy.com. I've been using Mozy for 3 or 4 months now, and it's been great for a backup solution. It's only $4.95 a month, and you get unlimited backup. So you could buy someone a month subscription or even a year subscription. It's only $55 for a year or $4.95 for a month. So $50 for a whole year of backup is not bad at all. And it's automatic backup every night, or as often as you like, actually. So that's a great gift, gift that keeps on giving. And then my second choice for my holiday gift guide is the Xbox 360 Connect or PlayStation Move, either one depending on the platform. But both of those really seem to be popular this year, and they have some really cool games to go along with them, like some of the Kinect games or Move games. And I think that looks really cool, and that's something I want this year too, and I would highly recommend it.
Alrighty. So we will leave all links to the product services we talked about in our podcast description. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode of the DojoCast. We're looking forward to bringing you guys more and more episodes as the weeks come by, and also improving the podcast. Right now we're doing videos, so we hope you guys enjoy the video feature and the video podcast version up on YouTube and iTunes. Josh, I want to thank you again for joining me. I know it's late for you. It's almost 3 a.m. now. Or is 3 a.m.?
4:30 a.m.
4:30 a.m. Sorry for keeping you up so late, but any sites you want to plug, any projects or anything like that you want to plug?
Nothing right now.
What's your Twitter handle? Twitter.com/b493, right?
Yep.
All right, and you guys can follow me, twitter.com/kidguru, and obviously check out our website at digitaldojos.com. We'll be making some changes there over the winter break. YouTube.com/digitaldojos, and my own personal channel at youtube.com/LakerCoolman. All right, guys, thanks a lot for watching, and we will catch you guys next week.